Hey folks, Rob back with another Rob Plays, and this week we are looking at Space Gun, the conversion of Taito's 1990 arcade game, which, as you can see, was published by Ocean and converted by Images Software, which you might think could be a bit of a bad sign, but this actually turns out to be a bit better than we thought. So, let's just the intro run here, we'll get the situation set up. That actually isn't the intro, this is the title screen. Now, as a kid, I remember playing the demo that came on a copy of Zap, and I always thought this was a cartridge-only release, and for the sake of brevity, I'm loading a cart version here. But as it turns out, it actually did get released on disc and tape, and that's the copy I do have, but the tape multi-loading is terrible because this game does a lot of stuff. So, as you see from the intro, it's 2039, and we've gone into space and started exploring. But this particular ship has sent a distress call, and we've gone on board to find out what's happened. Which means that, yeah, you're basically a space marine. And it's a spiritual follow-up to Operation Wolf and Thunderbolt. And one of the big things I like is this mix of horizontal and forward movement. You know, you're actually exploring the station. It doesn't feel like you're just wandering in place, kind of. And you can see that's a hostage. We let the hostage get rescued. We just used a credit. This is one of my frustrations. Compared to the arcade version, you actually take a lot more damage. And the reason for that is because of the hardware, you can't have as many enemies on screen, so they've decided to go with one big enemy like we have here, and then have multiple enemies, and they're a lot tougher because in the arcade game, for those major enemies, you can just blow their arms off. You can't do that here. You have to just keep pumping it full of lead, and that's another credit. But you keep pumping it full of shots. It's really frustrating because it's actually, especially compared to Operation Thunderbolt, this game is actually a massive improvement. Come on. You've got weapons that you can use space to use, but they're not entirely, like, it's hard to tell how effective they're being. And enemies take your health. Alright, we are now basically at the first boss, if you will. So, So a few other things they cut. One of the things that they cut that's probably the most disappointing is you actually had the ability to choose your path. You'll get to in the arcade game, you'll get to a point where you'll be able to go shoot left or right. And they've cut that out here, obviously for brevity. There's a lot of things they cut for brevity here. We'll see if we got them all. Yes, we got an extra credit. And you can sort of see, so I've done the first stage. Now we've got our next cutscene. Alright, let's do this. Again, I think my real frustration with the game is just the enemies take too many hits. See, that's another credit gone. Like, we gotta. Everything just takes too many hits, and it's really frustrating because you have to waste your special weapons way more than you should. You said I used the credit not too long ago, and I've already had to use another one. Oh, there's a new enemy. Oh. All right, one more credit. I think this is my last credit. See how much further we can get. Again, especially these ones, they take. So you use space to switch your weapons. I think this is the boss. I don't want to. Oh, game over. That's, like I said, my big frustration with this game really is just how much damage the enemies can do to you. Especially because the arcade game was balanced differently, and here obviously that's not done because, again, technical limitations. I would say the review in Zap's probably a bit over the top. They originally gave it like 92%, and for me I think that's probably a little too much. But it's still a pretty solid game. Definitely worth checking out at least. I mean, I really like, you know, you've got a good system there in terms of how everything works. It's just, for me personally, I think the balance is a little off. The music could be better. I mean, I think I've warmed up to it hearing it on actual hardware, compared to when I was running an emulator for doing all my test research. Yeah, again, I don't feel the special weapons are effective here, and that's a bit of a downer. I really wish they were. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this quick look, because it is a bit of a quick look, as you expect for an arcade game that I'm kind of rubbish at. And despite a few plays, I haven't got much further than that. But that's Space Gun. It's alright, just a little tougher than I'd like, I guess. It's actually a pretty solid conversion. So as always, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you haven't already, please do consider subscribing. You know, it's always great to be able to just see the new videos as they appear without me having to spread the word all the time. And if you've played the other home versions, love to hear what they're like, and, you know, leave some comments about those. As always, thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you next time.